Hey boo, I'm just leaving work, about to hop on the train and head home to film season 2 of Dish with Tashaè. I'll call you when I'm done, okay? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Dish with Tashaè. I am so excited to have you back. As usual, I hope you are feeling good, looking good, and living even better. Today's episode is episode 10. It's episode 10, and this is a really big deal for me because I started this show, I started season 1 during the pandemic, and I only made it up to episode 7 because, like everyone else, I had a lot going on during that time. It was like the top of the pandemic when it had just happened. And on top of all my other personal issues, I wasn't able to keep up with it because, as you may or may not know, I do all the directing myself, I produce it myself, and I'm also editing it. And I've had people along the journey come and help, but we've had to go in different directions. So I am directing, producing, and editing the show myself, and it has not been easy. So now I was like, okay, for season 2, I want to at least make it past 7 episodes. So I'm excited. It's a lot of work. It's not easy. Sometimes I'm literally editing for 24, 36 hours straight, but it's worth it. So I'm glad that I haven't given up on myself, and I'm glad that I pushed through it because the end results are always worth it to see what, I've created, to push through and to be doing things that I didn't even know was inside of me. So it's lit. We live. We live. And leading into that, today's episode is called Bet on Yourself. Okay? Bet on yourself. Bet on your motherfucking self. Before I get into the episode, I wanted to address something real quick, do a little public service announcement, on something that really grinds my gears. So, and let me just say this, all right? Y'all be talking real spicy about the Bronx, and I don't like that shit, all right? I don't, because number one, without the Bronx, there would be no hip hop. That's number one. Number two, the Bronx is full of survivors. Okay, growing up in the Bronx is not easy, especially if you make it out of the Bronx. You a survivor for real. So somebody from the Bronx is the type of friend you're gonna want to have when the zombie apocalypse come, okay? And when the aliens come and they trying to abduct your ass, you're gonna want somebody from the Bronx because we survivors, okay? One thing we gonna do is survive. So stop playing with us, all right? And that's all I gotta say. So back to the episodes. So today's episode is called Bet on Yourself. So one thing I've learned along my journey is that some roads you really got to take alone. Some paths you really got to travel alone. And if you're like me, you're the kind of person who wants to bring everybody with you, because for one, for the support, because it's nice to have the support along the journey, to not feel like you have to do things by yourself and you're alone in what you're doing. And also because you want to see the people that you love and care about win. You want to break bread with people that you love, so they could be winning with you. But some roads you really got to take alone. And yeah, it's scary, because you don't know what's ahead, and you have all these doubts and fears and worries about what could go wrong. But think about what could go right, and a lot of times what doesn't work out for you ends up working out for you. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to take that leap. Don't be afraid to take that chance. And don't worry about not having a team or support system or likes or views or follows or whatever, because I truly believe that once you take that first step, even if it's a little baby step, God, the universe, whoever you believe in, they take the next step, because you can sit and you can manifest and talk about things you want all day, but you really got to put in the work, and what separates the winners from the people who say they want it and the people who actually win is the people who put in the work, because most people don't put in the work. Everybody wants something, everybody has these goals, but are you really putting in the work? And I feel like with winners, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, no matter what your current reality looks like, what separates the winners from the people who are, just talking about what they want is the people who really put in the work. You gotta put in the work, and you gotta show up for yourself. So don't be afraid to take that leap and just put in the work. Bet on yourself. And I know it's scary doing things alone, but I'm telling you, you take that first step and things will really just start working out for you. So take that chance, take the leap, bet on yourself. You gotta play big to win big, and don't play small, because whatever amazing things or people you want out of this life, you gotta be that amazing person to attract those amazing things. Everything that you need to reach all of your heart's desires is right here inside of you. And sometimes you need to be alone. Sometimes isolation, where they say elevation requires isolation. What is it? Elevation requires isolation, something like that. But when you're alone is when you gain the most clarity. It's when you only have to depend on yourself, is when you're really finding out who you are, because I feel like the journey is discovering who you are. So no playing small, okay? Stop thinking low about yourself. Ain't nothing small about you. Ain't nothing small about you. I don't know about y'all, but ain't nothing small over here, honey, okay? From the goals to the mindset, ain't nothing small over here. So stop playing small. Bet on yourself. You gotta play big to win big. Period. Don't let the barriers in your mind stop you, because they're only there because you put them there. You know, in the world, you don't have any limits. You're the creator of your life. Everything is as you say, and you attract what you think. Thoughts become things. Like, once you realize how much you're in control, you are unstoppable. Like, no matter what is happening, you are in control. So even if your current situation sucks, like, most times, I know people don't like to hear this, but a lot of times situations that you're in is because you thought about that being an outcome and you attracted that. So, and I can agree on that, because I've been in some pretty fucked up situations, but I'm like, you know what? I thought about this happening. This was my fear, and then my fear manifested, because guess what? My fear was bigger than my faith. So your faith got to be bigger than your fear. So put your art out there. Put your music out there. Promote your business. Put your business out there. Go after that person that you want. Take that trip. Because, not to be morbid, but you only got one life, okay? We don't know when our expiration date is. You only have one life. And when you die, you can't take none of this with you. So you might as well put it out and go after it while you're here. And don't worry about support and not having a team and likes and followers. Focus on putting your best foot forward. And trust me, it will all fall into place, okay? Focus on remembering who you are in this life, because it's all energy based. So focus on remembering who you are and how great you are, so you can attract great things, because it truly, truly is all energy based. You deserve good things, and you're worthy of all of your heart's desires. So remember that you're here on purpose. So be purpose driven. Do everything on purpose and do everything with intention. I've also learned that obstacles will come when you dream big. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes is just an area of growth. Mistakes just reveal, which areas you need to work on, and that's okay, because you work on it and you grow, and the next time you do better, because when you know better, you do better. So find your circle of influence, because you have your supporters and then you have your critics, and you got to be able to tell the difference, because there's a difference. There are people who will give you constructive criticism because they want to see you win, they want to see you succeed, and they want to see you do better. And there are people who will just give you destructive criticism. Like, there really is a difference, and you got to be able to spot the difference, because if it was love, they'd be showing you love then. Like, because if it's all love, show me love then, because you hating on a bitch is what it sound like. Like, my boo Cardi B said, and Get Up 10, which is my song. And lastly, one very, very important thing, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself, and don't be afraid of other people's opinions and their judgments, because authenticity has no competition, honey. You're only competing with yourself. You're only competing with, You're only competing with being better than you were yesterday, or the week before, or the month before, or the year before. And also to not despise small beginnings or where you're starting from. Everyone great, all the greats today started with a small step. They started somewhere small. So don't be afraid of small beginnings and don't despise small beginnings. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope that you took some gems from what I said. I hope that me being transparent and being vulnerable and being open and honest with you guys, I hope that this helps you in some way, because that's the point of me doing this show. You know, I want people to know that you're not alone in your struggles and we're all way more connected than we realize. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. But yeah, I know the journey isn't easy. So just keep going. Keep going, because you'll be so proud that you never gave up. Like, you'll be so proud that you never gave up on yourself, and you'll be so amazed at what you can accomplish. So don't give up, because we're all on this journey together and we're all so much more connected than we realize. And don't let people place their doubts and their fears and project their things onto you. Just keep going and keep putting your best foot forward, and everything's gonna work out. So, sorry, let me get myself together, guys. What? All right, I'm back, but my eyes might be a little red. But yeah, you know, don't be afraid to travel some roads alone. A lot of roads you gotta travel alone. A lot of roads you're meant to travel alone, because that's what's gonna help you elevate into the next level, and that's just going to help you discover parts of yourself that you didn't know was there, without the distractions and without other people projecting their issues and their fears and their insecurities onto you. So the isolation is a blessing. So that's all I have for today. I hope you guys were at the very least inspired, motivated, or entertained, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.